The phrase recollections may vary, famously used by the late Queen Elizabeth II following Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's explosive Oprah Winfrey interview, has resurfaced 3 years later. A friend of King Charles III used the phrase to deny claims that the king refused to find space in his diary to see his son Harry during Harry's recent 3-day visit to Britain. A dispute has emerged between sources close to Charles and Harry regarding the events of Harry's visit, which included activities related to the Invictus Games and a service at St. Paul's Cathedral. Before Harry's visit, reports suggested he was eager to meet his father, with sources close to him insisting that he had requested the meeting in advance. However, those close to King Charles claimed the monarch was unaware of such a request or an invitation to the service, which Harry had reportedly extended to senior royals. They also mentioned that Harry was offered accommodation in a royal palace to facilitate a meeting, but he chose to stay in a hotel. Upon Harry's arrival, his team announced that a meeting with the king would not be possible due to the king's busy schedule as he resumed public engagements following his cancer diagnosis. A spokesperson for Harry stated, in response to the many inquiries and continued speculation on whether or not the Duke will meet with his father while in the UK this week, it, unfortunately, will not be possible due to His Majesty's full program. The Duke, of course, is understanding of his father's diary of commitments and various other priorities and hopes to see him soon. Mail Online noted that this public statement was unusual, as the Sussex's press team typically does not comment on their relationship with the royal family. Harry's service at St. Paul's coincided with King Charles hosting the first Buckingham Palace garden party of the season on May 8, but the father and son did not meet. Friends of Harry told the Sunday Times that he had requested to see his father well before the visit and were surprised that the request was allegedly overlooked. They questioned why the king could not have made an effort to see his son, given that Harry's visit was widely known. Conversely, friends of King Charles offered a different account, with one quoting the phrase recollections may vary. A source told the Sunday Times, while it is true that the king is understandably worried about meeting with Harry, given the publicity circus that seems to surround all such visits, he did of course agree to see his son at the most vulnerable moment of his illness, in February, and at very short notice. While he was hardly going to roll out the red carpet the moment this Invictus trip was announced, with doctors advising him to focus on his treatment and recovery. The idea that he refused to find space in his diary, well, let's say recollections may vary once again. The phrase recollections may vary originated from a statement issued by Queen Elizabeth II in March 2021 following Harry and Meghan's claims of racism and neglect in their Oprah interview. Meghan had revealed that a royal expressed concerns about Archie's skin tone before his birth. The Queen's statement said the issues raised would be handled privately and added that some recollections may vary, while affirming the Sussexes' status as much-loved family members. 2 years later, royal correspondent Valentine Lowe claimed in his book, Courtiers, that it was Kate who pushed for the inclusion of the recollections may vary phrase in the palace statement. Initially, the statement was milder, but William and Kate wanted it to be more assertive. Despite resistance from some palace officials, Kate's insistence led to its inclusion, and the Queen approved the final draft. The Oprah interview and the ensuing fallout marked a challenging period for the royal family, but Harry and Meghan have always publicly praised the Queen, even naming their daughter Lilibet after her childhood nickname. Mail Online has contacted Buckingham Palace for comment and asked a spokesperson for Harry and Meghan for any updates following last week's statement.